said from the beginning, I'm not here for your body. That doesn't interest me. I'm here for you because I like you as a person.
So this situation has more or less ended as of recent, with Mango taking an odd course of action by deleting his videos and then returning, but that isn't stopping me. I contemplated not making this because he did apologize to Aya for the things he did to her, but that doesn't make up for all the terrible things he did, all the untrue statements he made, and an over 100-page Google Doc he made to expose his ex-girlfriend Nico, who was originally seen as the victim in the situation, and now someone who I view as a bad person herself. I know people will have opposing views on Nico, at least the people who knew about the situation and were involved, since she is 14, yet she's done so many questionable things that it makes me wonder what's the limit of things we'll let her get away with by saying, oh, she's a child, and that she doesn't know any better. Anyways, you might be wondering, what does this have to do with me? Well, to put it simply, Mango treated my friends like utter trash. I also thought I'd be the one to deliver a mostly definitive version of this situation, since from what I've heard and seen, most people have left out massive details in order to defend Nico, since at that point in time, evidence of what she did had never came to light, or they just wanted to ruin Mango as much as possible. Not to mention, I'm adding on to this mess of a situation, and hopefully after this, it'll all finally be over and you'll walk away knowing to stay away from these two, because it is clear they both need help. Even if one is worse, the other isn't necessarily innocent. There's so many different angles you can take with this, and mine is pretty obvious. I'm of the opinion that Mango is worse, yet Nico isn't much better. So, let's get started. So the very first real negative interaction I had was at the time when Aya had been going through some personal issues, and we chose to try and calm her down, help her, support her, and yet Mango didn't see it this way and called me out in particular, saying I was coddling her. Let me just clarify, we weren't just being overly nice and showering her with nonstop praise. We were genuinely worried and tried supporting her by giving her advice, and far more than that. You don't know anything about us, so don't act like you know our behavior towards her when you weren't even there for that long. Lately, she's been doing far better, and that's because of the people there to help her. Not only that, but she's a strong individual on her own. Moving forward, the next interaction I had was one where I entered into a call with a friend of mine, and Mango was there, along with other people who were participating in it. And they were having a debate on whether people who watch lollies were pedophiles or not. And yes, this was a topic they discussed, and it was weird. By the way, I'll just say that it's fucking fiction. Just because you watch that stuff doesn't mean you're a fucking pedo. That's literally the same as, oh, playing Call of Duty means you kill people. They're both weak arguments at the end of the day. And it's fine to enjoy something as long as you aren't hurting anyone. But anyways, Mango was trying everything possible to prove my friend wrong by searching for laws, which then backfired because the law clarified real people and not fictional drawings. He was attempting to backpedal, but by this time I started to notice that Mango cracks easily once someone disagrees with him. A few days later, I entered another call and happened to see Mango and the same friend again, along with more people, and I made a slight remark where I directly said, and I quote, "I see Mango and are here. They're probably going to have another debate." And for a brief moment, he unmuted to say, "I'm not going to talk now." And then he proceeds to argue with me in DMs about it, and honestly, it's embarrassing. He then brings the argument to the server, where he is then kicked out. He sends a couple more stupid messages, and he then leaves, but this is then the moment where everything crumbles and gets far worse. So I had heard through friends of mine about an exposed video that shows all of Mango's dirty laundry that we didn't catch. He was in a relationship with Nico, who was Aya's thumbnail artist for a brief period of time. Nico and Consultant and Temerson conspired to destroy him with this evidence, and subsequently others in their inner circle, from my speculation, dropped videos themselves, and it's now that Mango realized he needed to get back at them. He returned in the dumbest way possible to YouTube after his hiatus, which was live streaming. Dude, if you don't want people to keep making assumptions about you, then don't return with a live stream where you're playing Minecraft. If you wanted to live stream, how about making a pre-recorded one ahead of time? Or I don't know, making a video where you disprove the allegations. And after awaiting a response, Mango then makes a massive Google Doc with plenty of evidence against Nico, and yeah, even though he exposes some sickening stuff that Nico was hiding, it was still a pinheaded decision. He didn't address the boatloads of accusations and evidence made against him, and he then wiped his channel clean. But this is far from the end, as we still need to cover the evidence and recent events that have transpired. Okay, what I'm going to do is walk you through the stuff he says on the Google Doc and show screenshots of him doing things similar in nature. However, there is arguably more evidence about Nico, but like I said, if Mango did something similar and pointing it out to show how much of a hypocrite he is. Firstly, he's denied the allegations with little to no evidence by simply saying that he didn't do it. So right off the bat, the first thing that caught my eye was him saying, "I want to apologize for the mistakes I made. I shouldn't have indulged anyone in any ways I did and should have set clear boundaries," which I'll just clarify. I've read this entire document and he doesn't bring up those mistakes or things he indulged in, so why are you apologizing while also being vague? He then says he was a victim of grooming in the past and that he would never do it, and that's the most pathetic excuse you can give. Just because it happened to you doesn't give you the green light to do it yourself. Not only that, but you did groom Nico. You asked for things from her. Going through a hard time mentally and emotionally has the same energy as "I was in a dark place," that kind of excuse that YouTubers make in bad apology videos. Even when you're not doing well, that doesn't translate to, "Oh, I'll proceed with a relationship with a massive age gap." Which, let me once again clarify, this guy was okay with her being younger. He's 18 and probably 19 by now, so it's a really bad look. Dude, even if she said she loved you, it's clear from this call that she doesn't even seem to know how a proper relationship works or even what she wants. And in this very call, you're pretty damn persistent.
This is the type of love that I will never understand from someone. Why doesn't it feel bad when I feel bad when someone leaves me, but like a few days later I just become numb again. Like I don't know, I've never felt like I do love intensely, but like that's more like, I don't know, most of the time I just feel numb to everything.
I said, if given the choice, would you spend every second of every day with me?
I would go crazy.
Wait, what? What do you mean?
I can't spend with someone every day, like every second of the day with someone. I mean, I can, but not every day.
See, what I think is I think a part of you just doesn't want to let Nico. I want to be that person that, you can learn to trust and actually love.
I don't want to love like that. That shit will
Why?
just kill me. The last time I did that, it wasn't great.
Like I said from the beginning, I'm not here for your body. That doesn't interest me. I'm here for you because I like you as a person.
So if I disappeared randomly one day, what would you do?
I'd probably fucking cry, like a lot.
If you continue to read it, he does acknowledge what he did was wrong, even with the mental state he was in. And in that case, if you knew that your state didn't affect your decision making, why did you still choose to do it? What Mango does with this document is outline a series of conversations with Nico and other individuals involved, where he paints himself as morally righteous and supportive, which is lost when you realize he did the same things that he exposes Nico and the others in this document for. After I read the entire document, including other friends of mine, we noticed that there isn't much substance to it. Either the screenshots were too blurry on my end, or people like Sakya-san, who zoomed in on the images with a PC and got clearer pictures, said most of the pictures were useless. So anyways, just bear with me here. He begins by saying that he told her drinking is bad and that she should wait till she's 18 to do it responsibly, and I guess good job. Anyways, next. He then shows that she knew his age beforehand, which is good, and then he then shows Nico sending a GIF with sexual implications behind it, which he's done a few other times like this, but Mango, you do know you've also done this before and implied making out with Nico, so you're also at fault here. He shows an image of Nico sending racist and pornographic GIFs, which made me sick, but again, Mango, you've also said the N-word yourself and sent weird shit too. And hell, on this occasion, you even said you wish you were one of the characters on the thumbnail. On top of that, you could make the argument that Nico is being edgy as she's 14. Nico says that she's shown her body to an ex, which is just gross to visualize. He then shows her purchasing, and I feel sick saying this, sex toys. Which, Nico, not only do I have a million questions as to why and how, but also you don't just tell someone you're doing that, and the same goes for this. Why would you tell someone you're going to do this? She then sends pictures of herself to him and a whole bunch of racist and pornographic material, even though he uses her sending pictures of herself as an essential point. He literally convinced her to get Snapchat, and he's asked her on multiple occasions to reveal herself to him and do other things. Here's another personal detail that should have been kept to herself. She discusses how she used to make art with her own blood, and okay, I'll just pause and say this. If you're feeling totally appalled, I urge you to skip to a moment where you don't feel like retching, or just stop watching, because for your sake, you don't need to continue. But for those individuals with iron stomachs, I guess you must prevail. Anyways, she says this cringy message right here. Here's more personal crap. She says she wants to stab someone at school. Some racist shit. She sends an image of her blood on the ground. She threatens to end her own life, which she's apparently done before. Here's this concerning joke. He begins to show screenshots of him and someone who I believe goes by Temerson, but I'll just call them Tem. The first thing here is a convo where he reluctantly agrees to roleplay, which, look, it's whatever. If you're into roleplay, that's fine. Yet Mango paints this as a weird thing, which is really funny because take a look at this. Here's some more stomach-churning crap. After the expose came out, they made emojis of Mango's face. He mentions My Friend I Productions by saying he left a constructive comment, but that's a bold-faced lie, because it's literally just him calling her lazy, which is very funny because he has literally stolen videos from other creators and got the same number of views, which is even lazier. Mango, you do realize that making lazy videos is fine. Why do you think people such as Leafy were able to pump out non-stop content and get views back in the good old days of YouTube? Because his videos were easy to make. And as much as I dislike Leafy, he was ahead of the game. But I went off topic. Aya works constantly to make quality videos, so her having a lazy video every once in a while doesn't damage her channel. And if anything, it just kind of sticks out like a sore thumb, but even then, again, it's not that bad. Mango, you didn't even credit Nico for drawing a thumbnail for you, regardless of if she asked or not, which I don't even recall him showing her saying that she didn't want credit. He simply showed a screenshot of her sending the thumbnail art. You call Aya obsessed with you, which is ironic, considering when you wiped your channel clean, you returned and made a garbage response. So roll that into the hypocritical gray zone for pending withdrawal. He apparently also called that one friend who was in the call that I mentioned from earlier about the lolly thing a pedo for calling someone cute, which is funny because they do that with anyone regardless of their age. And they're just saying it as a fucking compliment, my guy. Plus, they talk with people who are younger and older than them, like, just so they can help them, you absolute fucking buffoon. And like what they say here, you yourself have done those things and also haven't elaborated on what you did that you say is bad. You apologized for something that you didn't even elaborate on. And then he then apologized to Aya, which is nice, I guess, but one, it took you this long to do it, and to realize that you're not on the pedestal that you placed yourself on. And two, you imply that the people like me are accusers even though we were right to call you out for before you got banned. And three, your comment on Aya's video wasn't criticism. I don't think calling someone lazy without explaining why constitutes as criticism. And anyways, here's some stuff from his recent video. Stop, dude, just stop. There is proof of you dating someone underage. There was a lot of proof. You denied them, yes, but you didn't disprove them. You're lying through your teeth. And lastly, here's two more screenshots that I got recently, and yeah, he hasn't learned his lesson, and this is just downright embarrassing. But guess what? We're still not done. We got one more section. So I was in a voice chat with a close friend of mine who, for their sake, I'm keeping their name private, and I was talking to them for an extended period of time. They revealed a secret to me that they kept close to their chest for years, and I wasn't going to tell anyone about it because they weren't comfortable. I care for them deeply, so I never said a word about it, even though it was just in that very moment. In all honesty, the secret wasn't really outrageous or anything at all, but I understood why they couldn't bear to speak about it. However, in that same call, They happened to hear a join sound. I didn't hear anything. We both thought nothing of it, because sometimes we'd get random sounds playing from Discord, though we were getting a bit suspicious. Then they received a DM from Mango of all people. I was worried as to what he had said, and my mouth dropped when I read what it said. He had the audacity to call them disgusting. 1. Eavesdropping this way is incredibly underhanded of you. 2. Calling them disgusting is, once again, shall I repeat, funny, because you admitted you loved someone who was 14 while you were turning 19. And 3, you have no right to call someone that when you've done so much worse. Ugh, okay, I'm exhausted at this point. Let's just fucking move on to the conclusion. I know I've been laughing quite a bit, specifically at Mango, but what can I say? All of these people involved with Mango who've exposed him aren't innocent either. There are screenshots of Mango doing awful things, but I've said enough, and also keep in mind that, again, even though Mango is the worst person in this mess, Consultant, who made the original exposed video, isn't the best person themselves, judging by Mango's response. Temerson is just kinda weird, Nico is a disgusting edgelord who needs help, like, desperately, and Mango's a fucking pedophile. Anyways, I'm so sick of this situation. I'm Messimo Continuity, signing off.